We all go a little mad sometimes. Hi fellow makeup fiends and welcome to 13 Days of Horror. This is the first tutorial in my Batman themed weekend. So today, as you can see, I am doing Harley Quinn. This is a collab with my lovely YouTube friend Zoe, Fallenmakeup. I'm going to link her channel below for you. So Zoe started to upload her Halloween tutorials in the last couple of weeks and she calls them Frightorials. And she was talking about them and she did a teaser trailer sort of thing, and I always do a teaser trailer for 13 days. And when I saw the teaser trailer, I got in touch with her and said, hey, do you fancy doing some sort of a collab? I worked with Zoe on the Hunger Games and she completed a tutorial for all of the 3 weeks, which was amazing, and she's just fantastic. So please head on over and give Zoe some love and subscribe to her channel and check out her Harley Quinn tutorial. So when we had a chat about it, we kind of mentioned Batman and Harley Quinn, and Zoe's idea was that we would both do 2 styles of Harley Quinn, because mine is the Arkham Asylum version of her and Zoe is actually doing the more cartoon sort of version of Harley Quinn. So I think it's really interesting that we're both doing like 2 versions of the same character, and we'll kind of see how it both comes out. But this was the one for me because I love playing Arkham Asylum on the PS3. I'm a massive Batman fan, so I really enjoyed recreating this look. And hopefully you will like how it looks and you might want to see how I achieved it. And if you do, then please keep on watching. Okay, so we start this tutorial with a makeup free face. And I've just put powder on it. So like it's not the Gosh Prime powder, it just is the Hollywood Neve Cosmetics powder, which is very matte. So I put that on as a base because I just think things will stick better to it, because I did put on strobe cream underneath to moisturise my skin and to prime it ready for what I'm about to do. So we're going to draw on the mask. Now how this mask appears on you depends a little bit on your brows, because you will want to go adequately outside of the brow area so that you cover it with what you're doing. Otherwise you get into the messy territory of having to glue them down and conceal them and cover them, and you're better off just going over the area and then painting over with everything else that goes on top. However, I will be putting some glue on my brows just to give a flat surface so you don't have quite so much of a bumpy texture on the brows. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the glue on now, and then we'll get to drawing on the shape. So I'm drawing the outline of the mask with the MAC chromographic pencil in white. The place to start is actually on your nose, because the mask kind of is a figure of 8. So if you can plot roughly where it's going to land in the middle, which I feel will be there, and then roughly where it lands on the nose, which is, to be honest, not very far below, which is there. And then from there you can take it and draw it on. And I find it easier to do this in stages, because if you try to draw one continuous line, you can go very easily wrong. And this is kind of a guide at this stage, because what you want to do is, I'm plotting this so that I can paint around the outside and draw the line ready to start with the inside. So it's just kind of plotting it at this stage, which is why I've done it in white and not a dark colour, because the white is easier to clean up or blend away or blend into the skin tone, rather than use a black where I would have to take it off and start again. So it's easier to plot with a white pencil if you're not really too sure. So I'm going to put a tiny dot up here so that I know that is roughly how high it's gone there, and then I can just come up to that point, which hopefully should be pretty much even. And then again with the cheeks That is the lowest point there. And then what you've got to do is kind of look at the shape and see whether it is what you want it to be. Now, I would say I'd probably want this side to come down a bit further here, like that. It's a case of messing about till you get it right. The outside line is where I want to be with my white, so I'm now going to go with a dark pencil and I'm literally going to draw a line around the outside here, and for that I'm going to use NYX Black Bean. You want to use super soft pencils when you're doing this because you don't want to drag across your skin and make anything painful. And the mask is actually purple, but the reason I'm doing black is I want to blend this down, because if you look at the mask it has a very darker outer edge, and that's what I want to achieve here. I want to bring the purple to it and almost cover it, but just have this black line. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this in all the way around the white line and I'll be back. Okay, try not to laugh, everybody. Just looked in the mirror and had a good chuckle at it myself. It looks totally insane. But now I'm going to use this Reviken. I'm not sure how you say it, but it is a foundation, but it's also useful for face painting, and I think that you just put this on. Okay, so we're going to use this white foundation, and I'm going to use a brush by number 7 that I did a video on when I kind of customised it, and I made it super glittery. I don't use these brushes anymore, so they are now in my special effects kit, which is actually very, very useful. So they're there. So I'm going to use the white foundation. Assuming you can just use it straight from the pan, so let's have a go. It's okay. It's given good coverage. So I'm going to fill in the face because this could be a long process. I will actually put the footage in though. I'll film it and then I'll put the video in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it near the hairline and then smudge it out, because if you look at pictures of her, it looks like it only goes so far and then it's kind of smudgy and you can see her skin. So that's what I'm going to do for the purposes of this video. So now I've got that on. It looks a little better actually, although it still looks bizarre. So what I've done is, in the picture you can see her ears are pink, and you can also see that her neck is pink. So she's kind of just painted her face and not brought it down. So it's almost like a mask. She's like created a mask within a mask, because obviously she's got the eye piece on. So she's kind of painted this sort of mask on her face. So I've just brought it under the jawline, and I'm not taking it any further down. And then, as you can see, I have smudged it out on the hairline, so you can't see pink around the outside. I think it's basically meant to look like she's painted it on, because this is, like I said before, the Harley Quinn from Arkham Asylum. Enough waffle, I've got this eyeliner gel by Maybelline. It does not agree with me. I don't really like it very much, so I just popped it in my special effects kit, and this is what I'm going to paint the mask with, because it's a dark purple. And again, I will speed this bit up. Okay, so that's not the most ideal product to use. It did take some getting going, which is my main issue with it. It is incredibly dry and it's dried out on me very fast. I'm going to pop that in the bin now, although I might just pop that in the empty so I can have a chat about it, because not everybody will watch the 13 Days of Horror videos, and I would like people to know how I feel about that particular product, because I'm very disappointed. So, now I'm going to move on. I'm actually going to line the eyes and put some black around the eyes where I haven't gone with a purple, because I just feel like once that's done I can start to kind of add the light and shade into the area of the mask. So, Black Bean from NYX. Pop this on the lid. And I'm just going to take it up to the crease. Just because I think that looks better, because she looks like particularly dark around the eye area. That's better. The next thing to do is do some lining, so I'm going to use the OCC Tard pencil, because this is super black. Now taking the Reviken Cake Liner in black, I'm going to dampen my brush, and I'm using the MUA Pro Base Mist, so I'm just going to spray that on even, onto my Barry M slanted brush, and I'm just going to pop straight into the pan. Because as you will see in my review, this doesn't work as a shadow. It's not very good for that, but I do think it makes an excellent gel liner, and I'm just going to tidy up the edges of the mask. Straight away that line looks so much better. Because it did look a little bit feathered, so that's a lot better. Okay, I've topped up the purple in the places where I felt that it needed it. And now I'm going to put on black shadow on top of Black Bean, otherwise it will just crease and we'll just end up with skin showing through. And as you can see, that is already happening. So this definitely needs a shadow. I'm probably going to get... I need to set this paint as well, this foundation. That definitely looks better with that set. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye, and I'm going to put some powder on my face to set the foundation, and we're ready for the next step. Okay, so I'm actually going to paint my lips now because I need this product to dry, and I really like this because it doesn't transfer, and it's the Rimmel Provocalips. This is called Kiss Me You Fool, and it's the perfect red, which is the colour that she's wearing. So I'm going to pop that on, and then it has white smudged over it, so that's kind of why I want to get this on now so it can dry. And she is a bit more pointy on the top of her lips on a cupid's bow, so I'm just going to exaggerate the cupid's bow slightly. Because that's the shape her lips look like. They look kind of like she's pursing her lips, because they kind of go up in the centre. So that's that. I'm not going to put the gloss eyeliner on because I'm going to wait for that to dry, and then I'm going to pat some of the white around the edge on the bottom lip because that's how it looks in the picture. And now we're going to move on to the other thing from Reviken, which is the purple face paint. And I'm just going to add this to the mask. And I'm just going to add it where I want it to look like the light's hitting it more. So up at the top, and then down on this outer section here. And hopefully you can see it's a different purple, but it's not dramatically different, so it just kind of looks like almost like the light is kind of hitting it there. And then it's the same on the other side, only it's slightly further out here. And it comes all the way down the side, but stops a bit more here. So hopefully that's got some kind of effectiveness to it. I hope. This makes your lips really sticky. That's actually a really nice colour. I'd actually consider wearing this as a cream eyeshadow because it's lovely. Yeah, really nice purple. So that's that part done. I'm going to take some white now because I'm kind of anxious to put something on my lips now because they're really sticking together. So and that's how it looks. It just looks like on these outer edges like it's smudged, which makes her lips look very much like I said, like they're like larger in the centre. So taking the next jumbo pencil in Purple Velvet, I'm again going to go to those spots on the face that look a bit more highlighted. And the reason I'm using this is because it's got some shimmer to it. I don't know if you can kind of see. So hopefully those areas are going to look, although it's just very the same purple as everything else I put on, because it has a bit of shimmer to it, it should just catch the light that little bit more, which I really like that effect. And to add to that, I'm going to use an Urban Decay highlighter. This one's in Wicked, and I'm just going to very carefully pat just a little of that on. Again, all I want to really do is add glow to those areas that look a little bit more highlighted in the picture. And there we go. So as in the mask where you can see those highlights, if you left this a flat purple it would look good, but because you add those highlighted bits and the light hits it, it just gives the mask a little bit more dimension, and it looks very much like the photograph, so the picture. So I really like how that looks. I am really pleased with that. Okay, going back to scene on a clean fluffy sort of brush, I'm just going to go slightly underneath the mask here, just to create just almost a little bit of shadow there. Where the mask would look like it was sitting on your face. Brilliant. Okay. The next thing to do is cheeks. So she does have blush on, but it's kind of just peeking out almost from underneath the mask. So for that I'm going to use one of the new from the new lip and cheek palette for spring 2015. I'm going to use the red out of here because it just looks the perfect sort of colour, and it's great to apply with your finger. So, and it starts around there, so I'm just going to place it where I want it first. Then I'm going to take a clean finger and just smudge it out. Kind of creepy, don't you think? So I had a nurse's costume from last year that I didn't end up doing the tutorial for, so I do have a hat, And I had these stockings, or these over the knee things, and what I've actually done with these is I've cut the toes off, and then what I've done is put a small hole in there for my thumb, and I've just made sort of fingerless gloves there. Now I don't want to take it all the way up the arm, got like a ragged sort of sleeve, but I will take it above the elbow. And I've got the dress on. Again, this is just an advert. It was £10 at Asda. You got the dress and you got the wig and the hat and the mask. So for £10, huge value, I think. And yeah, and then I got these in a sock and tight shop, and I would probably definitely wear these more than likely this way than I ever would on my legs at the moment, because they're just a bit too fat. So I'm going to put in the bunches, because she wears bunches. She doesn't have a fringe, so I will probably have to maybe clip this section of my hair back, the fringe section. But I'm going to come back once I've got the hat on and I've got the bunches in. But I did customise the outfit slightly. It had a cross here, because obviously it's a nurse. And I took a red liner and I wrote Arkham in there, made it look like blood, and then just splattered a bit underneath and up on the top, just to kind of make it fit in. So that is my Arkham Asylum sort of uniform. And yeah, I'll be back in a minute. Okay. I've now got bunches in. It's a long time since I've worn bunches this high, I can tell you. And then I've actually managed to get my fringe behind the actual hat, because it's kind of on this elasticated band that goes right around your head. And I'd probably write Arkham across there with a pen. I've just realised that it has the cross on. But you could wear it the other way around, where it's plain, because I think the one on her, I think it is actually plain. I'd probably put a little skirt on over the top, like sort of a A-line, so like a skater skirt over the top of the actual nurse's outfit, because she's not actually wearing a nurse's outfit, she's wearing a white blouse over a bra. So I probably just wear the nurse's outfit because it's kind of cool and it's got Arkham on it, and then put a skater skirt over the top, and that's, yeah. And then I've got blood splattered tights, which I'd probably put on with it too. Yeah, but that's it. That is my look for Harley Quinn. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching as always. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and I'm gonna love and leave you and see you all soon. Bye. Pleasant screams.